Previously on Sim Survivor. After the Arona Tribe's Reward Challenge win, it was clear that they were unstoppable. However, over on the Tarawa Tribe, things needed to change in order to prevent themselves from losing another challenge. At the next Immunity Challenge, Arona and Banaba proved successful, while Tarawa yet again sent itself to Tribal Council. At the next Tribal Council of the season, after a tie vote between Maggie and Dylan, Maggie unfortunately became the third person voted out this season. 15 castaways remain. Who will be voted out next? Hello everyone, welcome back to Sim Survivor. We had a pretty eventful episode last week, I'm not gonna lie. Very disappointing result though. I was rooting for Maggie so much. You look at her and she has such a cool aura about her, and I thought she would have been such a great winner and such a great person to just go far in the game, but she got screwed by this male-dominated alliance on the Tarawa Tribe. We really hate to see it. I'm tired of seeing every single boot be a woman. It is frustrating at this point, but Maggie is not yet out. Before we get into today's reward challenge, there's obviously going to be the final chance challenge between Kavita, who won last time, and Maggie. One of those two will continue on their path to return to the game. So, without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Hello Maggie, you may be wondering why you're still here and not on your way home right now. Because there is a twist of final chance. In just a moment, you will see either Ainsley or Kavita, the first two eliminated contestants, and will face off against them in a final chance challenge to continue on a pathway to eventually return to the game. A lot is at stake, but without further ado, let's bring in your competitor. Hello, welcome back Kavita. Today you'll be facing off against Maggie, who was just voted out off of the Tarawa Tribe. In just a minute we're going to get into the challenge, but before we get started I'm going to quickly explain how today's final chance challenge is going to work. For tonight's final chance challenge, this is going to be a bit familiar for Maggie, although hauntingly so. You will be competing in a rock climbing challenge. This is a one-off challenge. You get one attempt. When both of you start climbing, the first person to fall will be eliminated, and with them, their chance to return to the game will be extinguished. Make it count. It's not going to be easy, but whoever lasts longer will win. Best of luck, ladies. Best of luck. Your final chance challenge begins now. And unfortunately, Kavita has dropped, meaning her final chance is over. A huge congratulations to Maggie. You have redeemed yourself in the rock climbing challenge, and your time in this game is not over. We will see you again competing in the next final chance challenge. Best of luck, and we'll see you later. Unfortunately, Kavita, your time in this game is up. I really appreciated having you this season. I'm really sad to see you go, but your final chance is over. You can head back home. The Tarawa Tribe numbers are dwindling. It's honestly really sad to see. I know I've talked about previously how I really like everyone on this tribe, but they're just not performing well in these challenges, and it's setting themselves up really poorly for the next stage of this game. Because when there's merges or there's tribe swaps, they're just going to be in a bad position. There's nowhere for them to hide, and they don't have people that they can rely upon. They'll be lucky, honestly, if any one of them made it to the top 5, and if one of them did, I'll give them their praise and like all that. Elena, unfortunately, may be the next target as she was left out of that vote. I know Raheem was trying to get Preston out, but Maggie and Elena were just set on Dylan, and unfortunately, Raheem sent Maggie home, so Elena has her closest ally who has been eliminated, and she is now against a 3-person male alliance, so she's got to fight tooth or nail to stay in this game, but she is in danger. And it is officially day 12 in the game, and I just want to give a bit of a congratulations to the Banaba tribe because they have not been to a tribal council. They still have all their team members still intact, and that's not an easy feat to achieve, and that's definitely going to help them as they get into the later stages of this game. While you may have people on your tribe who you're not as close with, your relationship with them is still stronger than anybody else on the other tribes in this game because you have not had the opportunity to get to know them. So it's definitely going to propel them in the event there is a tribe swap or there's a merge because they are going to be very well insulated. And I would also say that the Arona tribe is doing pretty good. I know Kavita being eliminated isn't beneficial for them. It's also not a bad thing because they did all vote her out. But they're doing really well in all these challenges, and that is keeping them from returning to Tribal Council at the moment. The Tarawa tribe has been there back to back, and for the Arona tribe's sake, they should just hope that that continues, because then they're not voting anybody out. And with a reward challenge coming up in this episode, just based on precedent alone, we should expect them to do well. And if they don't, that's going to be a bit of a shock, because they have been doing great so far. So I'm currently filming this, and I was looking at the YouTube comments for last week's episode, and someone made a really good point that's honestly devastating me right now. The only 3 LGBTQ plus people in the game were eliminated back to back to back. It honestly just makes this boot list even worse. I am not enjoying this at all, and I promise y'all I'm not rigging this whatsoever. It just I hate to see that this is how this is naturally happening. And if I was rigging this, I would obviously be a bit biased and be supporting them and help them advance in the game. It's just honestly how the cookie is crumbling, and the cookie sucks right now. So I'm hoping that things can change. I know we haven't seen a man get eliminated, but there was that time in season 1 where a lot of women were getting eliminated, and the men just got eliminated back to back to back to back in the jury phase. So I don't really know. We just have to wait and see what's gonna happen, but it is not good right now. So I know I said that there appears to be some type of 3-person male-dominated alliance on the Tarawa tribe, but I don't think it's as concrete as that because Raheem originally voted for Preston before the tie, so I don't think he really wants to work with them. He may be good with Dylan, but that doesn't automatically mean he's going to work with Preston. And this may be a good opportunity for Elena because she can either work with Dylan and Preston to turn them against Raheem, or work with Raheem and try and split this into a duo type thing. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I don't think Elena is as out of it as it may appear. She's also, props to her, she is holding down the fort. She was the person, I think, who represented them in the first episode, and she is just doing great, so I hope she doesn't fall victim to this male-dominated alliance, and she continues to stay because I really like her. And another thing, we don't know who on the Tarawa tribe, well, I know, y'all don't know who has the hidden immunity idol, and that may come into play if they lose another challenge. For their sake, they really cannot afford to. I'm honestly really proud of the Arona tribe. I've mentioned it a few times in case you haven't noticed, but they have not only been really strong in the challenges, but they bounced back after going to the first tribal council this season. They do not want to go back there, and I think if you look at the 5 of them, they are super well connected. They are always interacting with one another. There doesn't appear to be any person who's the odd one out. I know Melissa, Jared, and Cassia have a bit of an alliance, and Bert and Darren have a bit of an alliance, But besides that, I think there's so many interconnections between those potential two groups that it's hard to say that those are concrete. I don't know, I really like them, and I hope that they all get to make it to the next stage or the merge stage of this game, because they are all working tremendously with one another. It is currently day 13 in the game. We're getting close to the reward challenge. It's going to start momentarily. But before we do, I just want to know, what is your favorite tribe this season? Are you Team Banaba? Are you Team Arona? Or are you Team Tarawa? This whole season has been based off of the difference of their personalities with the blue collar, white collar, no collar, and I want to know which tribe has your favorite castaways. Which tribe do you think is doing the best? Be sure to comment below. Without further ado, I'm going to stop rambling and let's get into today's reward challenge. Hello everyone, welcome to your next reward challenge of the season, getting your first look at the new Tarawa tribe, Maggie, voted out at the last tribal council. It's currently day 13 in the game, and while this is going to be a regular reward challenge, there's no tribe swap, there's no nothing, we are going to circle back to what we did in episode 1. So for today's reward challenge, only one person will be competing on behalf of your tribe, and that person is going to be determined by y'all. So each of you will vote for who you want to be the captain. It can be the same person you voted last time, it can be someone new. Things have changed in this game. We've had 3 eliminations with 3 tribal councils, and there have been a lot of decisions made, a lot of things have shifted. So I want to see whether your first instincts on day 1 are the instincts that you still have on day 13, or if anything has changed. Without further ado, we're going to see who each team has appointed captain. The team captains for this challenge are Diane, who received 3 votes, Cassia, who received 3 votes, and Dylan, who received 2 votes. So, none of the original captains from day 1 are the captains on day 13. Things have evidently changed. Before we get into this challenge, I'm going to quickly explain how it's going to work. Today's challenge is called Don't Wake the Llama, and here's how it's going to work. One at a time, each of the captains will pick pieces from the stack, attempting to keep it still. They don't want to knock over the stack, because there is a llama situated on top. The llama will fall if the stack falls. You don't want to wake up the llama. There will be 2 heats of this, so in the first heat, the first person or whoever drops the stack will be eliminated, and then the remaining 2 will compete for reward. For today's challenge, people are competing for an upgraded barbecue. This is definitely going to reduce the amount of fires that you have, even though we haven't had that many this season, but it's also just going to give you better quality food. So a lot is at stake. Without further ado, let's get into it. And Diane has woke the llama, eliminating Banaba from the reward challenge. In our final round, we have Cassia versus Dylan. Best of luck. Here we go. And Dylan has woke the llama, meaning Arona has one reward. A huge congratulations once again to the Arona tribe. It just seems like y'all are unstoppable at this point. A new barbecue will be waiting for you back at camp. Congratulations. As for the Banaba and Tarawa tribe, I've got nothing for you. You can head back to camp. And that concludes this week's episode of Sims Survivor. A huge, once again, congratulations to Maggie for keeping her final chance alive. She is not giving up without a fight. Unfortunately, though, Kavita was eliminated in the process. And then that reward challenge, we had a shocking leader appointment. I'm like a bit stunned and lost for words for it because not a single original leader from episode 1 was re-elected in this vote, so things are changing quickly. Diane was shocking because I thought she was on the bottom, and then we have Cassia, who isn't really shocking. She has a lot of allies on her tribe. And then Dylan, I mean, that's not shocking. He has Preston, and then I don't know who else, but it's a crazy time right now. I'm hoping next week that a man can get eliminated. No offense, I am tired of seeing women get eliminated back to back in these seasons. It's really frustrating because I feel like the women have a lot to offer and we're losing a lot of great contenders at the beginning, and the fact that these 3 were all LGBTQ just really hurts me. So really frustrating, but nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you're enjoying the series. I want to know who you're rooting for, what your theories are, what your boot list predictions are. I want to know all of it. You can either talk about it in the Discord, which is linked in the bio of this video, or you can just comment below. Thank you once again for all the support. It honestly means the world to me, and I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time.